Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We had just a tad bit of difficulty getting set up this morning. Good morning. So, but we are here and wanted to say good morning to you, and also wanted to give you just some recurring themes that are surfacing right now. I want to talk to you about ants this morning. I want to talk to you about ants, and I would love to talk to you about the triple D. And if we have time, we'll see. We may not get there till tomorrow morning, but I want to talk to you about a few ways that people are getting tripped up and pulled down in the middle of just the challenges that we're all facing recently with the pandemic that we're all experiencing. So first thought that I have for you is ants. So we moved recently, and and hey, let me know. Actually, let me know. See where I can pop this in. Let me know. Say hey and where you're watching from. And if that's your bed, sure, that's grand. I had a friend one time, and he called his bed the Word. So that when he would get phone calls sometimes, people would, he would say to people, well, I'm in the Word right now, and so I can't really talk. So I obviously, by my laughter, I enjoyed that one. So I was talking to you about ants. We've moved recently, and in order to move, one of the things, at least in the South, that people want you to have is a letter kind of confirming that everything is okay, right? Like there's no termites, there's no ants, or at least there's no pests that are plaguing the place, because they don't want to purchase something that isn't, that the termites are literally eating the house. I mean, where I come from, there is no such thing as, termites eating houses. So we got that. Hey, from Thailand, welcome. So we got we got this letter of I think it was determination is what it was called. The determination letter. We've determined after inspection by the professionals that there are no termites here. Mr. Daly, you'll be happy, and your purchasers will be happy as well. Hey, while a few other people are coming on, and before I get into the details about talking to you about ants, and really, I'm not really going to be talking to you about ants. So if some of you are creeped out, then just relax. There's more thoughts coming. We're streaming right now by way of experiment via YouTube and Facebook and not on Insta this morning. I forgot about that one, but and a couple other social media sites. So So last night, it was my birthday yesterday, which is the reason for the balloons at the back of my head growing out of the top of my head. And they had a parade. I mean, they yes, my friends and some work mates and some of my tennis team, came by, and it was like a spur of the moment thing, but horns were beeping and there were streamers coming out of cars and balloons and signs, and it was mad, good mad, best parade I've ever been to, I will tell you. So that was really enjoyable for me. And man, if your friend's having a birthday, there's an idea for you. Give them a parade. I'll post videos and photos later on. But all of that to say, ants, ants are automatic negative thoughts. Automatic negative thoughts. Let me pop in this for you here. Ants are automatic negative thoughts. And sometimes it's really easy yeah. Oop. I just pressed the button off. Hey, can we see? There we go. NTS, right? Automatic negative thoughts. Ants, yeah, automatic negative thoughts. And it's easy. If we don't catch hold of our thoughts, right? The idea is take every thought captive. Then ants can be running riot in our heads. And so how do we do that? How do we deal with the ants? We're going to talk about that. How do we deal with the ants in our story? And so we're gonna give you a tool to just help with that. Also, what I want to just throw out to you real quick this morning is just to talk to you about in this season, you are and I really are going to live in one of 3 Ds, right? We're going to live in one of 3 Ds. We are either going to drift. See that? Can't tell whether. There we go. You're either going to drift, and a friend of mine on Facebook put a post this morning. Hey, I have been able to be on a weight loss program that's amazing. Actually, I ate whatever I wanted, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, at any time I wanted, without exercise, right? And they, at the end of the post, I mean, it's like it's unbelievable, because it is unbelievable. At the end of the post, basically, she comes in and says, if you would like to know any more details about how much weight I've gained, you can write to me here, right? And so personal message me or whatever. Very funny indeed, right? Like, if we're not careful, we can drift. If we're not careful, we can comfort eat. If we're not careful, we can, motion changes emotion. And so movement is really, really important. At 7 p.m. each night, we've had a hashtag COVID prayer, or Corona prayer, I think is what we've called it. But just to seek God for healing, to seek God for breakthrough, to seek God for for a vaccine, and part of that process has been getting out into our neighborhoods and taking the dogs for a walk and praying over our neighborhoods, like at the same time. That motion has been wonderful for your Irish brothers, Noggin, let me tell you. And so if my audio and video are not lining up, it is probably because I had to go on Wi-Fi today, so I'm not plugged in. So thank you for that heads up, Melissa. I will probably just spend a couple more minutes here giving you, wrapping these 3Ds up, and then I will make sure that later on today when we pop back on, we'll make sure that we're wired for sound. So drifting, if we're not careful, so easy to drift. And that's the encouragement, right? That's what we want to be intentional about not doing. A lot of times the pendulum swings, right? And if you are, if you're not over here, you're over here, right? And so the other side of drifting is being driven. And there was a time where my bride said to me, she said, you know what, your boss is awfully hard on you. And I'm like, my boss is awfully hard on me? What? And at the time I said to her, well, but I am the boss. She said, exactly. Sometimes we can be cracking the whip on ourselves and not being gracious with ourselves. And if you're not gracious to yourself, then usually it can be challenging to be gracious to others. So you can only give what you have. So second D is driven, and the third D is to live by design. And that is where we want to be, gang. We want to live lives by design. And when you live your life by design, you will be intentional about not allowing the ants make a home in your head. Not allowing not allowing the automatic negative thoughts have a home in your head. And how you do that is you catch them. When you become aware of them, which is the first step, right? You have to catch them. And actually, I give you 3 C's. You have to catch the thought first, and then you would do well to challenge it. Yeah? Is this true? Well, it feels true to me. It looks true to me. Am I absolutely positive? Well, not necessarily. We've got to challenge the thoughts that come in. Most people just allow the thoughts to come in and let them make tents and set up camp in our heads. And that can really, really hurt our well-being, our mental health, right? We're talking about mental hygiene. This is a check-in with Kevin at 7-ish. It's an hour 7. We got to challenge them, and then we just got to shift our focus, gang, and we got to change them, and set your attention on something else. And it is simple, but if you're anything like me, you're going to need Jesus and the Holy Spirit, the Father, all 3 in one, to pull this off. But here's the reality, that if you and I do not shift our focus, our feelings will not change, and our functioning will not be far behind. And so my encouragement to you this morning is, you don't need to move house. You don't need to move house to deal with the ants. you just need to move your mindset. You just need to move your mindset. And so as we check in this morning, one way you do that is by asking yourself, hey, am I drifting? Or am I driven? Or, you know what? Sometimes if you're really brave, my challenge to you this morning is that you ask the people that you love and that you live and that you lead with, am I coming across too driven to you? Or are you living your life more intentionally, living life by design? When you live your life by design, you will be intentional about catching, challenging, and changing, if necessary, the thoughts that do surface by shifting your focus and trusting that emotions follow where the mind is set and that your functioning will not be very far behind. I hope you have gotten some value from this morning's check-in with Kevin at 7. And Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, I'll be back at 7 p.m. tonight, hopefully wired for sound, and we'll be good to go. Hey, if anything resonated with you from this check-in, then make a note, click like, click share. And I will look forward to seeing you next time. If you've not yet entered into the giveaway, text the word love to 678-608-2111. Or you can go to this website, bit.ly/BCI-BDAY, and you can enter the up to $500. I think there's over $500 in prices this week that are going on there. And we also have a fundraiser that we're doing to help those who are in need as well. And so would greatly appreciate your support there if you can, and you can just have a look at the fundraiser on Broken Chains, Live Free, Love Well, I think is what our Facebook page is called. Thank you. Have a fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you later. Take care.